Okay, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure the incoming capabilities of your phone line. So basically, what's going to happen if somebody places an incoming phone, if they dial this Twilio number that we've purchased, or if they send an SMS, a text message to this number. What exactly is the system going to do? So right here from your dashboard, the way you're going to configure your number is you can either use this little gear icon to bring up the configuration, or if you've got many phone numbers, it might be more convenient for you over in the left hand blue bar navigation to find the number configuration button. I'm going to click that, and right here you would see each of your phone lines listed out. And at a glance, you could tell which ones were configured for their SMS and which ones had voice message configurations. So I've only got one line connected at the moment, and this button will also bring me to the configuration screen. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see right now that this is the phone line that I'm configuring, and I am currently not set up for either SMS or a voice call. And so let's go ahead and activate the SMS. And we've got a couple of different options to pull down from. Probably the least interesting option is this one right here, no response. Sometimes I will do this for a phone line that I use only for outgoing messages, if I'm not really accepting any incoming text messages. So that's a no response one. And you can optionally use these no response features down below by activating each of those. This right here is enabling an SMS notification to let you know that somebody sent you a text message, and it will forward along the content of whatever they texted to this Twilio line. And right here you would enter in your actual cell phone number, the one that you do monitor and is sitting in your pocket right now. So I just put a bunch of numbers in here, but you'd put your phone line in there and hit save. Likewise, if you want to send yourself an email, you'd enter in your email address here, and then whenever anybody sent a text message to your Twilio line, it would throw you a message saying, hey, you just got a text message from this phone number, and here's the content of it. So no response, that's an option for you. Probably the second most interesting option on this list is the static response. This is what I tend to use for phone lines that I don't monitor, that I don't actively communicate on. I just use them for outgoing messages. I'd choose a static response and then type in a message to the effect of, sorry, I don't check text messages on this line, please call me back. And whenever you've got one of these text entry fields, the system is going to automatically send this SMS back as a response to whoever is texting you at your Twilio line. If that person who is sending you a text message happens to be someone who's already in your database, who is one of your contacts, and the system knows their first name and last name, you can optionally use these keywords, which are kind of like merge fields, and you can address them. Sorry, first name, I don't check text messages on this line, please call me back. So we can get a little fancy, a little friendly with that, but I'll leave it blank at the moment and save that. But even more interesting than and I should point out, if you're using a static response, you're sending them that text, you still have the option of sending yourself a text message notification, letting you, and this is again where you would put your mobile phone number in here, your actual mobile phone that you carry around with you, and that way you'll get a text message notifying you that somebody sent a text message to your Twilio line, just like before. And just like before, you can optionally send yourself an email. So that's a no response and a static response. What you're probably using the software for, though, however, is the third option, which is the auto response. These are great. So if I choose that, now right now you are probably not seeing any of this because you're approaching this for the first time. I went ahead and created two quick auto responders just so that I would have something that would populate in this field that I could show you. But auto responders are great. They're ways of detecting keywords in people's text messages and sending an appropriate response back that matches that. And there's a later video in this series that'll show you how to set those up. But assuming you've got one or more autoresponders, this is the screen where you could choose auto response and then select one of them. And you can even use this quick key to go in and edit that autoresponder. But so now someone who sends a text message to this phone line will be sent into your autoresponder, and depending on what the content of their text message is, if it contains any of the keywords that you've specified in your autoresponder, like if someone sends you a text message, I'm looking to buy a home, and maybe you've flagged the word buy as a keyword, and your autoresponder can reply back with something great. One of our agents will contact you shortly about available homes in the area. You know, text message autoresponders, they're a great little invention you got here on Spectate. And just like the other options, you can send yourself an SMS notification and an email notification that, hey, someone sent you a text message, your autoresponder handled it, and just so you're aware. So that is what that field is for. So I'm going to leave this on the autoresponder. I will shut off notifications for purposes of this demo. That's what happens when you get an incoming text message. What's going to happen when somebody actually dials you? You get an incoming phone call, voice call. So first of all, I'm going to go over here and activate calls. And we've got a couple of different options here as well. The first one I'll show you is an IVR, which basically is like those phone tree menus. Hi, you've reached Really Great Real Estate LLC. Press 1 for sales, press 2 for customer support, press 3 to find out our office's address. Something like that. That's an IVR. It's a menu system that can have multiple levels, and those are fantastic. You'll learn about that in a subsequent video. But again, I went ahead and created 2 of them just so that my list would populate. This is where you would choose between the different IVRs that you've created. Yours probably doesn't have anything in that box at the moment, but if I created one, I could select it and hit save. There we go. Now it's saved. We also, you can send those incoming phone calls to your Twilio line straight into a conference line if you like, and optionally put a little piece of introduction audio here. You could upload a file, or we've got a built-in recording widget right here where you could record some audio and save it. But probably in most cases what you'll use is this receive calls. Well, I guess I shouldn't say most cases. That IVR really is helpful. But if you wanted to receive calls, basically what's going to happen with this option is that whenever anybody dials this phone number, what's going to happen is your browser is going to start jingling, and these little buttons right up top will start to flash. And you can optionally click this answer button, and the browser will use your computer's microphone and speaker, and you can answer the phone and have a conversation right here in your browser. Or you could hit the red hang up button and decline that call. Nifty little feature right there. There are some optional features that go along with that receive calls. The first of which is an introduction audio. Again, you could say something like, and I'll record one now. Hi, you've reached Really Great Real Estate LLC, and all calls are recorded and monitored for training purposes. So what that introductory audio does is oh, I'm still recording. There we go, I'll play it back. You've reached Really Great Real Estate LLC, and all call. So there you go. So what that enables is whenever somebody dials this phone line, your browser's going to jingle. These things up here are going to ring, and if you don't answer or if you decline, then they're going to be routed into this, and they're going to hear this introductory audio to let them know that their call's being recorded, or whatever audio file you uploaded, etc. You also have the option of forwarding the call. So let's imagine that you had a sales team, a couple of different agents. You could instantly forward the call on to them by entering their phone number, their actual mobile line, again, the phone that's sitting in their pocket right here. And you can add more than one, multiple people. So that's why I've put in just two generic numbers here. And what will happen is an incoming call to your Twilio line will get forwarded simultaneously to both of these folks until whoever answers first is the one that's going to get connected. And you can delete people and bring it down to one or add a new one. You can also use this instant call forward button, and what that does is it bypasses the in-browser jingle. So if you already know that you don't want to handle any of the incoming voice messages, or sorry, incoming phone calls yourself, you just want all of them to go to your sales team, your employees here, you can switch on instant call forwarding, and now this won't ring and bother you, and it's instead going to bother this guy. If you're using call forwarding, you can also optionally use this call whisper field. I'll activate that. Now, call whisper has, as a prerequisite for call whisper, you need to have call forwarding on. So if I were to shut off call forwarding, you'll see that call whisper was also automatically deactivated because you can't have it independently on, independent of call forwarding. But I'll put call forwarding on and put call whisper on. What call whisper does is it provides these guys, your employees, your agents, your sales team, with a little bit of context, so they actually know who is this phone call that you're patching me through to. This is where you could either upload a recorded audio file from your computer, or again, use our in-browser widget and record something right here, and record a piece of audio. And you can also, if you don't want to record anything, enter in some text. Incoming spectate call from fname lname. You can even say at company name. So now, just like a Siri or an Alexa or whatever, the software in its best pronunciation will say incoming spectate call from Susie Homebuyer, or whatever your specified message is. That way, your salesperson has a little bit of context. They at least know the person's name, so when they hit hello and they answer, they can field that call a little bit more intelligently. So call whisper is a great little function we've got. Voicemail message. Now this is one I'm sure you're familiar with. If somebody calls your Twilio line and you don't answer it here in the browser, and your lazy employees, your sales team, they don't answer their phone, if all that fails, then they're going to hear a voicemail message. And this is just like the one that you use every day on your other phone line. Sorry, I missed your call. I'll call you back as soon as I can. You can upload a recorded file, or again, use our in-browser widget here to record one with your microphone and your computer. Voicemail message enable disable is basically a courtesy. So if somebody calls your Twilio line and you don't answer in the browser, and your sales team doesn't answer, and they get routed to your voicemail, they're going to hear that message. You're going to send them this courtesy, and if you activate this voicemail message enable disable, this is basically going to send a text message saying something to the effect of, thanks for leaving a voicemail. I'll listen to it and respond as soon as I'm free. You can put whatever you want in this field, and you can even use these keywords, these merge fields if you like, but I like to do that just to give them an immediate response and set expectations that you're going to return their call. And then we've got another courtesy notification here called a missed call message, and this is basically if they don't, this is if they leave a voicemail, but maybe you want to be courteous to the point, even if they don't leave a voicemail, even if they simply called and you missed the call and they opted not to leave a voicemail, they hung up. This is a great way to keep their attention, because you're going to reply back with a text message. Sorry, I missed your call. I'll get back to you as soon as I'm free. So this is a great one to use for those people who aren't leaving voicemails. You can still be courteous with them. You can still establish rapport, and it'll make that that next phone call that you have when you do get in touch with them go a little bit smoother because they've seen your text message. And then we've got some other fields down here that you can optionally use. If you want to let yourself know, you want to give yourself a notification that you've got a new voicemail, you can use this voicemail SMS notification, and you can put your actual mobile phone cell number in here, and what will happen is it will send you a text message saying, hey, you got a new voicemail. And likewise, you can send yourself an email. So quite a few options for incoming phone calls, and not even limiting ourselves to that. We can build an IVR menu tree or send them to a conference line, and that'll be covered in a subsequent video. But now that we've put all those settings in place and we've activated both of them, we are all set to go. We can now receive phone calls, voice calls, and we can receive text messages, and Spectate now knows how to handle those incoming calls. All right, see you in the next video.